Hi, Geno Pettis Adventures. I'm still Geno. If it's your first time, hit the like, hit the subscribe, notification bell, share them with a friend. Um, Got a lot of good information on here. And if you're coming back for the second time, or third, or fourth, or whenever, welcome. Good to see you. And what we're going to talk about today are the different types of visas to get into Colombia and to stay in Colombia. And the first one's really cool because it's a tourist or business visa, and you can come and stay 90 days, up to 90 days, with no visa. They just stamp your passport, and you're allowed in the country for 90 days, and you can actually extend that permission to be in the country for another 90 days. So you get 180 days total time, or you can be here for 6 months. And that's really cool. One thing you do need to know, and I don't know if everybody realizes this when traveling to Colombia, but it's better to find it out here than standing at the airport. There's a form called the MIG, and what the MIG does is it tells immigration in Colombia what your intentions are and what documents you're going to use. So, for example, if you're going to use your passport, it'll ask for your passport number. Why are you coming? Are you being a tourist? You coming to see family, etc., etc.? Are you a male or a female? Uh, your date of birth, your mode of travel, and if it's an airline, what your airline ticket, what your airline flight number is, and what city you're leaving out of the United States. And when you leave, you have to do the process all over again. And this must be done 48 hours before you get on a plane. So you get your MIG, and there's a link below you can check, and it'll give you the information that you need on that. But it'll also give you the information that you don't need a visa to enter the country. You just need to show up and have your passport. And I'm not sure if you have to have your vaccination card still or not. That changes, kind of like the rain around here. It rains and then it doesn't, and sometimes you need it and sometimes you don't. But if you check Colombian immigration, they'll tell you what documents you need. But the first one is all you need with that document, you just need to show up, and you don't need a visa. So now we're going to get into the visas. I have an M1 visa. An M1 visa is a spouse visa because I'm married to a Colombian. So I actually went through the process and I applied for this thing called a cédula, which is kind of like the equivalent of a green card for the United States. And you also get a visa de extranjería, and they'll give you one of those visas from 1 year to 3 years. Unfortunately, mine is only 1 year, but they say when you apply the second time, they'll give it to you for 3 years. And in order to become a resident, you have to have had an extranjería visa for at least 3 years. The next visa is an M3, and an M3 is a refugee visa. I don't know how that works. I don't know when you have to apply for it. If you can apply for it after you're here or before you're here, you'll have to check that out on the link below. The third one is a work visa. So if you want to come and legally work in the country for a Colombian company or even for an American company, but if you want to legally work in Colombia, you have to have an M5 visa. Now there's a lot of digital nomads that work here anyway, but most of them are on a tourist visa, and some of them get a spouse visa or whatever other kind of visa you need. And I guess you could apply for a work visa too if you're a digital nomad. If you want to be a business investor, you need to have 100 times the minimum wage. The minimum wage is 1,000,000 pesos, which is $250. So you would need to bring with you an instrument or cash. I don't know about cash, but bank transfer of $25,000 in order to file for an M6 business visa. An M7 is an expertise visa. And that means you have a special skill or a special knowledge in IT or hydrothermal mechanics, or who knows what special skill you can have to get an expertise visa. But if you'll go to the immigration portal on Colombia Migración, it will tell you there also. Let's see, that's an M7. An M8 is a religious visa that you can come for religious purposes. I don't know what those would be, but like I said, it'll be on the immigration file also. An M9, if you want to come go to the university here, is a student visa. If you want to be a real estate investor, you have to bring 1,000 times the minimum wage, which is $250,000 to invest here in Colombia. You can get a retirement visa, which most of the visas that I know about or work with are the M1 spousal visa, because I'm married to a Colombian. I'm also an old guy, so I could have used the next one here, which is an M11. It's just a retirement visa. And the retirement visa, you have to be able to prove your income on a monthly basis of 3 times the national minimum wage, which is, the national minimum wage is $250 a month. And so 3 times that is $750. So if you have if you're receiving Social Security of anything over $750 a month, you would qualify for the retirement visa. Or also to qualify for the retirement visa, if you have investment income of 10 times the minimum wage, which is $250, or $2,500 a month. If you have investment income to that amount of $2,500, you can get your retirement visa there also. And what I'd like to speak to this about a bit, because getting a visa here will make you a little crazy. What makes me a little crazy? Because it's manana land, and you think you have all the I's dotted and the T's crossed, and next thing you know, there's something you didn't do, and they want an extra picture of you and your spouse. Are you kidding? You just sent them 35 pictures of you and your spouse, and they want one more? And I don't know if it's just to burn your brain or I don't know why they do it. But I tell you one thing, the first time I tried to get my visa, my stepdaughter and my wife and I tried to do it online by ourselves. And we were summarily turned down because we never had the correct documents. So I hired a lady, cost me $400, and that was all in. That was for paying for the visa and paying for everything and paying for her services. And she kept me on track with the stuff that I needed to get my M1 spousal visa. I don't like it because she only got me a year, because I would have rather had 3 years, because then I could have applied for my residential visa. But still, it's not a lot different than trying to get a green card in the United States. It's a pain in the booty. But when you get it, it's a pretty good feeling, because I have a extranjería visa, good for a year. They tell me when I have to reapply this fall, and that I'll probably get one for 3 years then. And then I'm smooth sailing, because after that, it's a slam dunk to get my residential visa. After I have a residential visa for, I think it's 2 to 5 years, I can actually apply for citizenship and get a Colombian passport. And you don't have to denounce the American citizenship. You just have a dual citizenship, and I think that's pretty cool. I don't know where I'd go on a Colombian passport that I wouldn't go on an American passport, but regardless, it might come in handy someday. I don't know. So there you have it. you've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different kinds of visas that you could apply for. And there's still many more other than those, because there's visas with sub-visas with sub-visas. But hopefully that'll help you and get you straight pointed in the right direction. Like I said, check out the description in this video, and there will be a link to immigration below. Just click it and go peruse visas. That being said, just like always, today is the first day of the rest of your life. And if nothing changes, nothing changes. God bless you. See you on the flip side.